Well, hey there, you two, and welcome back to episode 3 of Petey Reads Yelp. Today we're going to be looking at Q Bar, Q Bar Pool Hall Sports Bar. This is a local music venue. Going to take a look at the pool area. I know it has different areas at the Q Bar. As we wait for the images to load. There's a pool area. They've got running water, and there's a couple of doors for you to walk through at the Q Bar. Here's a green drink and a pretzel with some sort of a honey mustard dipping sauce. We see they have games for children. Children are always welcome at the Q Bar. Whenever a bird poops on my car, I eat a plate of scrambled eggs in front of my porch just to show them what I'm capable of. And here is the music area. Let's see what cover. Yeah, we're playing a cover. Journey. Big Boy Challenge. Q Bar. I wonder if this is owned and managed by an Italian family. I don't know. Q Bar. Smile, you're on camera at the Q Bar. Q Bar. It's not a front for a Bob family owned business. It's the Q Bar. With private parties, lots of yellow headed women. Q Bar. We won't take you out in the desert and bury you because this is our other business where the poker gods come when they're thirsty. Hide your things, lock your car, and take your keys if you're going to Q Bar. It's not a affiliated, and we do keep our restrooms clean, and we don't encourage gangland activity. Q Bar, where you see the best musicianship. This guy here is obviously a jazz man. He's a man of the blues. And here we have Andreas J. DeLeon. And this man here is playing his tiny drum. And this is a fan of shark movies. This guy here. You can get your bubble martini, your berry nice martini, and your caramel apple martini, your tree olives, over down by there. If you do not seen the science, we don't really give credence to keyboard warriors and issues with what they say. Backyard kegger rather than a business. Been here 20 years and 20 more. Great atmosphere, fun time, assuming you had an issue and someone called you on your BS, which you're whining, and how you love to post a picture from years ago like you do. Q Bar. We won't hit you in the face with a crowbar and bury you in the desert if you play a wrong note on your nose horn. And here we have this girl that's Janis Joplin. We dug her up from the desert and brought her to Q Bar for the foosball tournament. 8 p.m. sharp. Foosball tournament every Sunday night. It's $18 a minute. There's a $6 door charge. There's another $9 charge to get into the foosball area. It's $3 if you're going to do a number one. It's $9 to do a number two in our clean bathrooms. But it's okay. The School of Rock, we give a discount for 9% off for students of the School of Rock. Again, this is not an Italian-owned or family-affiliated business. We do not serve Jägermeister. And this is the music area, as you can see. We've got top-notch entertainment. Full-on light show. Lots of attractive young people like to gather at the Q Bar. We won't bury you in the desert. Here's our chicken man. He's our mascot for the Majungas. And he comes out, selects people from the crowd to be randomly buried in the desert. And here is the Bulldog, very famous Bulldog, although he owes us a little money for a gambling debt. $4 Cuervo shot, $17 Mexican beer bucket, $4 Pinnacle of Don Q drink, $4 Shandy. We got $4 UV Bacardi bomb, $1 tacos, minimum 3. You better eat your fucking taco. You better eat 3 tacos. It'll take you out to the desert and bury you up to your neck. And it won't charge $3 to take a number 1 on your face, but just be lucky I don't have $9. We'll put it that way. Don't let the business gaslight you. They've taken more handouts than any will ever receive. Sadly, due to government handouts, no one wants to work anymore. We're short-staffed. Please be patient. The server will eventually show up and they choose to serve you. And this is our loan amount. We loaned this money, and no one will end up being buried in the desert. Place was amazing back in the day. So how about we stop looking at the photographs and maybe we can head over and take a look. Q Bar. We're gonna be bastards about this. It's a 3-star overall rated review restaurant, dining facility, entertainment hub of the Midwest. We're going to click 1 star. Nicole S. of St. Charles, Illinois. I enjoyed other Q Bar locations, but this one was horrible. Harassing bouncers at the door, horrible food. I asked for hot jardiniere on my pizza, and I was told they can't do that. Yet it's an ingredient on the flatbread pizza they make in-house. Yet it's also available on the side. WTF, we had come here for our APA pool tournament. And everybody on the team is never coming back here. I agree, this lack of management here. It's a crappy location, 0 effort, any of the staff. Get this stuff together, people. You're embarrassing the Q Bar name. I think APA should address this as well. Yank this tournament out of this dump. Melissa H. in Glen Ellen, Illinois. They would not let me in because I looked queer. I was sexually harassed by the door staff. Worst bar ever. Paul W. in Illinois. Steer clear of the waitress Marion M. I think our waitress was seemingly on drugs or just completely unaware she was working. Added friends food to my bill. When I told her I was not mine, she stated, "It's already been ran, so I don't know what you want me to do." I told her, remove it from my check because it was not mine. She said, "Oh yeah, that's going to take a while," and walked away. Place charges on your card before giving your check, so make sure it's correct. And when they give you the check, it's not an itemized list. It's just a total. After speaking to the manager, the person who would get the food added to my check for got their food for free. And I had to wait a few days to get my money back. Manager said they were short-staffed but had no idea what they're doing is worse than being of a short staff. Celia A. in Bolingbrook, Illinois. I've been to this place 3 times. Why? Because they're open late. It's a plus here in the suburbs. However, this place has horrible customer service. I honestly will not come back. Bouncers need to learn how to treat people. They're so disrespectful. If I could give them no stars, I would. Don't waste your time or money supporting this POS bar. Mo L. Scottsdale, Chicago. This place is trash. The management and owners are disrespectful and arrogant. The establishment is operated closer to a homecoming backyard kegger than a place of business. Management is constructed with spineless cowards. Do your family and friends a favor and take them right next door to Chuck's Barbecue. Also beware of fake 5-star reviews. Employees and ownership encourage fake reviews. Born P. Orland Park, Illinois. Overall terrible. The flat beer tastes dirty. Clearly the hoses haven't been cleaned ever. Unprofessional employees, rude quote unquote bouncers, if that's what they were calling 5'2" men with anger issues. Overall, the place is, any other place in the area is better than this dump. Lots of the bars close by that are far better. Absolutely trash place. Can't wait to get a hold of anyone in this company. Been calling all day and night just to wait a minute while the line rings and eventually disconnect me. I would give it 0 stars if I could. Beware of any positive reviews, says Mike H. Ownership requires employee to post 5-star reviews on all social media platforms, including Yelp. This place was amazing back in the day. Now it's another terribly managed, owned, overpriced dive bar. And he's included some of the fake reviews. Friends, come to the Q Bar. They won't bury you up to the neck in the desert. And there's a bulldog that drinks shots, and next thing you know, Journey's going to be there playing Street Light Reefer, and you're going to have the best chicken wing quesadilla mini tacos of your life. 3 for $1. But you might want to hold it because it's also $3 to use the restrooms, which stink to high heaven of raw sewage. Samantha J. in Darien, Illinois. I literally didn't even make it to the bar. I have a nut allergy. I called ahead of time to see what oil they used in their food, and this guy was named Nick or Matt. First, my boyfriend called to ask, and he was told they didn't have an answer for him. I called back. They tried asking again. When the guy said the same thing, I don't have an answer for you. I asked if he could go in the kitchen and ask because I wanted to try this place out. He said again, I don't have an answer for you, lady. Maybe I'll have an answer for you in 15 minutes, so call back. I hung up the phone like, really? Even if you are the only person there, it takes less than 45 seconds to run in the kitchen back to answer a question. Safe to say, I will not be coming here. Insanely unprofessional. Well, Samantha J., I'm sorry to hear about your nut allergy. That sounds like it's pretty sad situation. Maybe you should go to a doctor and take it easy on the nuts. Sarah R. in Chicago, Illinois says, if I could give this negative stars, I would. It's run by the rudest people I ever met. We were in a group of 22 to 23-year-olds, and they told us our IDs were fake. Don't worry, the cops will be called on this place. If I could give negative stars, I would. Darren Y. of Lake Benton, Delta, Wisconsin, says, well, friends, I have tried it again a few times. Not much has changed. Today I thought I'd try today. When I found a sign in the kitchen was closed, I went for a burger. Tried anyway. Sat down outside with the same waiter. The bearded man walked by twice but never came to take the order. Waited 15 minutes and I left. I've been going here for a long time and suddenly it's gone downhill. Twice now there's zero wait staff and you basically have to serve yourself. Why are we going anywhere to help support the local businesses when they act this way? I was okay with the cash only thing, but now they're allowed more time. More people stop by it. Now they're milking it. Time to support someone else. Avoid this place. It's too bad. Honestly, the most disappointing place I've ever been. It's depressing. The food is from the IKEA checkout center. And I'm not talking about the fact the customer service is terrible. There's no sanitation guidelines or masks. This place is literally a COVID cesspool. Says Nikki H. of Westmont, Illinois. Now, Paul S. of Bolingbrook showed up for the opening day of NFL to watch the Bears. He got 2 screens at a Bears game and golf games. You have an auto auction on multiple screens. What's the travesty? No audio for the game? They were playing a jukebox in the game. When is the jukebox on? The audio is for the Philadelphia-Washington game, not the hometown Bear audio. And the bartender for the entire place on opening day. 1 bartender. Lastly, $13 for a pitcher of Coors Light? What the heck? Seriously, don't show up here on Sundays for the NFL. Brutal. Bad management. Thank you, Paul S. Alex X from Chicago, Illinois says, normally I have no problems with any place. I love going out. I love every single bar. I love communication, having a good time. But this is one of the bars to which I will tell you is a death zone. There is no sanitation, no social distancing. They are serving food, not wearing any gloves or masks. And I want to say open, I would appreciate the guidelines of social distancing, but I guess not. Most of the workers are kind, but nobody respects the social distancing rule or the 6 feet rule. I just don't understand how this place is open. Zach H. of Joliet, Illinois. This is probably the worst bar I ever been to. Every employee gave us a hard time about everything. Pool table rates ridiculously overpriced. We tried to get a pool table. We were assigned one table. Then a regular customer came and told the employee he wanted the table. So we had to move tables. We were playing the same game. Obvious favoritism. We asked the waitress if we could get some drinks. She refused and gave us some attitude. Then she said she wouldn't help us get us drinks. She already opened the tab with a different waitress and said she wasn't making any money doing for that, so she wouldn't do it. I never had such poor service from a bar and grill. If you're not a regular customer, they do not care about you or your satisfaction. Never go here. Jim M. in Lamont says, I've been a long time at a Q Bar partner locations, particularly Corey Pub and Grill in Lamont. My wife even sponsored a large company party barbecue at the Q Bar this year. However, in my most recent visit, it was clear the management attitude has changed. Firstly, I arrived with my family. We ordered mac and cheese for my 7-year-old son off the kids menu. He received jalapeno mac and cheese, not appropriate for kids. He was told by the surface, this is the only kind we have. Second, we finished our dinner. Almost $80 went outside to finish our drinks while our sons played a claw stuffed animal game just inside the door. Confronted outside by the management, who said our kids cannot be inside unsupervised. I asked what they were doing. He said, well, we got a lot of drunks in here and your kids might get abducted and we don't want to have that responsibilities. Seriously, that was the response. I gathered up my sons, finished, and left. I told the employee on the way out, you don't have to worry about us anymore because we're leaving. Another employee came over and got verbal and said, we aren't here to babysit your kids. I kept asking what the problem was, and finally, we are more of a nightclub and not a place for little kids. I responded that they should change the entry requirements to 21 over and get rid of the kids menu if that's the case. If you're like us and you viewed Q Bar as a good daytime and early evening family-friendly place, beware that the manager stated, we're a nightclub and we're not here to babysit your kids. Good luck. We won't be back. Robert T., the business manager. We are so sorry this happened to you on your visit. We are a family place and this should never have happened. Please send me a message if you can describing who on the staff treated you like this so they can specifically be retrained and talked to, buried in the desert in the sand up to their neck. But we will make sure that the entire staff learns about this situation and know that this is not how we allow the business to be run. Again, we are very sorry this is how you was treated. John C. in Franklin Park, this place is a ripoff. Avoided at any cost. Went to see Big Bang Baby on 10/16 and was told $80 to $60 table required for entry. Really? What the fuck? If it was a COVID thing, could have fooled me, as the front end of the bar was wide dining open. No masks. We left and heard from the others who attended that the bartenders were gouging on drinks and the prices were all over the place. Just another shithole bar trying to make a buck. I bet the bar didn't pass on any of the huge profit margin they made that night on the band. Plenty of other places to go and won't be back to share this experience far and wide. Robert T., the business manager, says, as you were told before this review, the tables, which include 4 tickets, were cheaper in advance, but you failed to purchase them, just like the 80-ish other people did. The bartenders were not gouging drinks. You just weren't happy with the price. Maybe you should get a life rather than Yelp and Facebook and emails when things didn't get catered to you. And amazingly, the band ND, the opener, got paid for a show during COVID with limited seating for social distancing requirements. Maybe you should stay at home or you're happier. Ha ha. You changed your post to Pritzker, so just pushing it there. I've been here 15 years, not going anywhere. Hopefully you'll be going somewhere else. Now Candace T. in Downers Grove said the server didn't write anything down and got the order wrong. Failed to mention there's a fee if I pay with the credit card. Do not eat here. You know what, Candace T? I'm going to do exactly that, and I'm going to laugh under my breath and snicker every time I drive by Q Bar in Darien. I've actually been in this establishment, and I will not, I'm not going to go on record right now, but I walked in on Monday, says Samantha H., and it happened to be a holiday. We were both off. We thought we should try something fun, like shooting some pool. So we lived by, and it was pretty close, and we looked at the appearance of the place, and I thought maybe I should go. It's kind of dingy in there. We walk around. It's like 1 p.m. It was a holiday. There was a fair amount of people in there. So the host is like, nobody's up there. We stood around for a minute. Maybe just go find a table. We passed the bar, but nobody even looked at us. So there was some pool tables, some people, and there was some children, and it seemed like it was family friendly. We walk up to the table to see if there was like a coin slot or start to help ourselves because nobody was greeting us, and there was not. After doing a full circle of the place, no one came. We were kind of confused what we're supposed to do. There was another counter in the back where you get the pool sticks or you could buy some merchandise. So we stood there for about 5 minutes, and an employee walked close by and we figured was coming to greet us and just gave us access to the pool table, which was all we wanted. But he stopped before he reached us and started loading up from a plate from a buffet and didn't acknowledge us. Finally, after being there for nearly 10 minutes, walking around to multiple spots in the establishment, just trying to get a pool table, we just walked out and vowed we'd never going again. I should have listened to my gut feeling. This place was not somewhere I wanted to be a patron. Good luck getting business other than extreme regulars when you won't even acknowledge the existence when you're coming in attempting to spend some money. Robert T., the business manager, says, I'm sorry for your experience. Unfortunately, you were there at 1 p.m. Monday, holiday or not. This is one female employee is working on Monday day shift who's been behind the bar and also on the floor helping customers. She can be found behind the bar, if not at the floor tables. Not sure about the male employee is nobody's working Mondays. I can guarantee that if Mondays warranted more staff, we would have more staff working. Christopher K. in Orland Park went there tonight. Horrible experience. Sat at the bar for 20 minutes. Nobody came or even looked. Moved to the bar top. Sat for another 15 minutes looking like an idiot. I was a mirage. Meanwhile, the blonde bartender is in a world of her own, walking by, not even paying attention. She had time to do 3 shots with the town drunks and the bikers at the end of the bar. Very disappointed. Looked like a really cool spot. Was excited to check it out. Bouncer at the door was useless too. Emma F. in Wheaton. This is the second time we've been to this for trivia night, and the second time we had absolutely terrible services. First time we had to chase the waitress down for waters. Seemed to be inconveniencing her getting the water, not to mention it was a hassle just to order some food. The second time and the last time we went to this location, we barely saw the server. She took our orders, took to the kitchen, 45 minutes to get 2 potato skins and a burger and a wrap. Not only did it take forever, but my wrap came out completely wrong. Server made excuses how she didn't know the menu. And each and every one of the meals, the food was burnt. The food was tasteless and just a real disappointment. Now I understand a slow kitchen. However, when your service or your staff is completely incompetent on how to serve a customer, and your kitchen completely burns the food on top of it, well, that's just terrible training and management. I love the trivia night. However, I would never go to this location willingly outside of that. Now, Paul S. went there to go for karaoke on Tuesday night. He comes out 3 or 4 weeks of the karaoke, but the karaoke person didn't show up. I drive up 40 minutes to the bar, and it sucks when you come knowing nobody knows anything they're supposed to have here, and if you call, nobody answers the phone. Reply was from Chris R. from Q Bar. So yeah, Robert D. says the karaoke was canceled a month ago. It was pulled from our Facebook, and the host pulled out, so the post said it was no longer happening. I'm sorry you're still seeing ads, but they were all pulled. Not sure why you're still seeing it. Brian F. in Downers Grove ordered the Coke. The bartender says if I want a refill, you have to take off for my kids' football. $4. $4 for a Coke. $4, what a ripoff. Go anywhere but here. Robert T., the business manager, says, I'm sorry for your experience. Were you eating food or just drinking Coke? If you're eating, I apologize because we offer refills while eating. If not, I'm sorry. It's $4 for a Coke. But the initial $2 at the refill is $2 because we offer refills only when somebody is. We don't offer refills unless somebody's not eating. PM says broken glass shard in the water glass. We went here for a private event in the daytime. My sister is one of those people that likes to chew on her ice cubes, so she's got some obviously deep-rooted sexual issues. She put a piece of glass out of her mouth and was bleeding, and the waitress was notified and they gave her a new cup. I was pissed. There were little kids at this event, and immediately I thought this could happen to all of them. Internal bleeding, anyone? She Googled about accidentally swallowing small glass fragments, and it's not a big thing to worry about. But yeah, they should have replaced everyone's glass and gotten new ice out of a fresh bag or something. We will not be back. Now, Renee of Willowbrook came there with her husband on trivia night. It took 30 minutes for the waitress to come over, got up and went to the bar and said, can we have somebody come to the table? Our waitress Natasha was pretty rude most of the night. I was telling her my order and she got confused about the bartend. She snapped it separate. I told her I'll wait for my husband to order, but she still took my order. When she finally came back to this order, it took nearly 20 minutes for him to get his drink and another 10 to get his food. She slammed down our glass when we brought it. When our friend came in, she didn't acknowledge her at first. Our friend ended up going to the bar to get a drink, and Natasha came back and said, "Oh, I see you already got your drink," in a snarky voice. Throughout the night, we had to wait for everything, including a glass of water. She apologized because there was 3 events going on. If there were that many events, why aren't there more waitresses? It's ridiculously understaffed. The only highlight was the food. The menus were also filthy. First time here, and it was a horrible experience. Caitlin R. in Bolingbrook says 0 stars, horrible experience, trivia night. They weren't even packed. 65 minutes before they brought the menus. The manager came to the table next to us multiple times, and it was friends or regulars. We tried to flag the server for 30 minutes, finally came to us and assured us that somebody was coming over. They never came. Another 25 minutes. We're distracted with trivia questions, but still no one. Finally, after 10 minutes, I had to go find someone to take the order. Our food came out cold. We asked to speak to the manager. Another 20 minutes to wait, and we just ate the food. The manager never came. First and last time, never again. Rich B in Chicago recently went there with co-workers for cocktails. Ordered a glass of water to chase my drink. I took 1 sip and spit it out because there was a dead roach floating in the glass. I called the server over and asked for a manager. The server threw the water out and refused to call the manager over. I eventually spoke to management after locating the office. Management was professional, but I was disgusted. Roman S., the place gets stars, absolutely minus stars. Worst service imaginable. 2 bartenders, 3 waitresses, consistently ignored my friend and I. We made a mention of the fact that we've been servicing the pool tables and still nothing. I would never recommend this place to anyone. I have plenty of money to spend and I won't ever do it here. Kim B. in Downers Grove, Q Bar had potential to be a great place, but the service is horrible. We went to hear a live band and waited 45 minutes for the server to take the drink order. We had gone with the intention of ordering some food and having a great time. Server came back with our drinks after almost 1.5 hours. The server never came back with our drinks, and after almost 1.5 hours, we left. I've been here a few times, says Alejandro C. from Lenox, California, and it gets worse every time. I called them to amp a civil question, and the employee gave me an attitude. Too many underage kids. Mike D. in Lockport, Sirius just spent $80 and you charged me $1.77 on my credit card to charge my bill. I never had to pay a service charge on my credit card. This place sucks. David D. Wow, this is a first for me. I went here to meet someone, got there early, waited 40 minutes to get served. They have 3 bartenders, 2 barbacks, 2 servers, and I'm at one of 4 occupied tables. Doesn't deserve stars for that kind of service. How in the hell did they stay open? Just ordered cheese sticks. Hope I don't die. Abigail K. in Willowbrook. If I had reviewed this bar before they made the changes, it would be drastically different. We used to go here to shoot pool regularly. They remodeled and changed everything. We could never get a pool table, and their service is awful. Part of this is because they put a dining area smack dab in the middle of the bar, which eliminated quite a few of the pool tables. Not sure who decided this was a good idea, but it destroyed the layout of this place. Their food is average bar food, nothing special. The bathrooms are never clean, which leads me to the bar is just as bad. Every time we've gone, there's a band. Seem to have some of the worst musicians. They've had a few headliners maybe worth seeing, but the only thing to bring us back at this point. If you go on a weekday, you may have a better experience, but I'm doubting they're properly staffed. Sorry, Q. I'm spending my money elsewhere. Michelle S. in Plainfield, Illinois. The service is extremely slow. Mike, the bartender, was inattentive and rude. He claimed to be the manager. This guy has no business working with the public. To top it off, the ladies' bathroom was dirty. My first and last time in this place. Ron R. in Naperville, the manager with a sleeve tattoo, her name is Casey, was real nice until she propositioned me in front of my fiance a couple weeks ago. If this is the best help you can afford, I feel sorry for you. I just threw up in my mouth just thinking about her. Well, Ron R., I'm not going to say anything, but I think maybe there's more to that story than you want to tell. Andy M. in Elmhurst, Illinois, lame strip bar with loud, bad music and a bunch of pool tables. Place is spacious, but only because of the shitty, out-of-the-way strip mall location, and this place offers nothing to make people drive. It looks like the place in a town where there's a DUI magnet. The beer is not cheap and the food is bad. The bartender messed up the burger selection totally the night I went. The place could use more waitresses. The workers and owners are likely out for total greed and don't want to spend. Ron C. in Villa Park, what a joke saying the service is poor will be incorrect because there is no service. It is obvious that the workers and managers could care less about the customers. Stayed there 3 hours at the table by the bar. Never offered a menu or a drink. Had to walk up to the bar for all our drinks. Never seen anything as pitiful and blatant. Stay away from this disaster. This place is so bad, says Nikki W. It's a great waste of space. The band was terrible. The place was dead. The service was horrid. And I will vouch. I know some really unadept, low bottom feeder musician types who've played at this place. Catherine S. in Sandwich, Illinois. I would like to retract my former review when I went because the service was awful. There's one server, Amber, who seems to know what she's doing, but the new management is no better. Amina P. in Westmont, Illinois. I've been waiting all week to meet my friends to eat at Q's when we found the only good cook they had named Bear is gone. Against my better judgment, my friend ordered wings. They came out burnt to a crisp. I don't know how to cook messed up wings. How a server could bring them out that way, but my friend couldn't eat them. He asked for the manager to take them off the bill, but the manager came. He smelled so strongly of weed it was almost comical. The best cook is gone. The server doesn't bother to look at the food they take out, and the manager is a pothead. There is no way we'd recommend this place to our boss for the holiday party. We have no reason to ever come back. Red flag, says Chris R. in Darien, Illinois. New Year's Eve drink special 40 bar, open bar and less than 100 people in the whole place. Place is a joke. Between the drunk staff and open drug deals happening everywhere, this place is shady. Not sure if management just doesn't give two shits or if they were too drunk and high to give two shits. Canceled our plans at a Glendale Heights location. Play it safe and stay away from Q. And this is what I heard is they like to vape a lot. They're smoking weed. All of the bartenders and waitresses are walking around vaping. D.Y. Die in Darien, Illinois says, I wouldn't recommend going to this bar if you plan on getting a drink in 10 minutes. Service is below par. If you want to have a drink and hang out with friendly people, don't come to this bar because the staff is rude and it takes forever to get a drink. Dan J. in Darien, Illinois says, man, this place used to be amazing. If anyone who worked there cared. The food was actually pretty good, but half of the people don't even know what good food is. What is with the boots right in the middle of the bar? I go twice a week and there's never anyone sitting. Bar is filled with creepy regulars, 40 to 60, and the rest of the bar is full of younger people with the look of terror on their face because of the creepy regulars. Why do they let these guys keep coming in? You're staring off the newer, younger customers. And why is the band room a separate entity? Your band room is always full, but you have a DJ. Empty dance floor is the first thing you see when you walk in. Oh yeah, and that DJ used to be a regular, and that's why. Imagine if they had a packed band room, open in the main bar, this place would be epic. But they hide the best part in another door, in another room. And that, my friend Dan, is so they can charge you at the door, they can charge you at the bar, and they can charge you at the other door. Oh, and get rid of the cover. A cover in the suburbs? Come on. Really? Downtown Naperville doesn't even charge a cover. You're not special. In fact, you should be paying people to come in, not the other way around. No one cares. Dan, thanks for the review. Says Robert. And yeah, Robert likes to reply, it seems. So Jeff and Lyle, we went there Saturday night. It was $5 cover to get in and have a beer. More if you wanted to watch the band, which I didn't. Sparsely populated, zero service. When I finally got to the bar after 50 minutes, I paid in cash, and the bartender took 10 minutes to get my change. Talking to other people, started refilling empty bottles, etc. This place sucks. Too bad, because it used to be cool. It's a joke. Cover charge just to come in and be ignored. James K. in Naperville says, get your stuff together. Horrible place. Packed Sunday, and it was starving. They managed to screw up our order after waiting forever. The pizza was soggy, and my blue cheeseburger was not at all what was described in the menu. James K., you're ordering a blue cheeseburger from this Q bar. You're a brave man. You need a medal. Nicole R. in Oak Brook, Illinois. The place is desperately needing bar rescue. They serve food, but no one asked us if we wanted any. The waitress came. Not one waitress came to the table the whole time. We had to go to the bar for the drinks. The place is dirty. The bathrooms are dirty. There's no manager. The bartenders don't care. Could have a lot of potential, but no one gives a shit. There's nothing good about this experience. Chuck's is the best thing about it because it's next door. Lou M. in Bolingbrook said, I just left Q and I can't think anything more important than posting the Yelp review. First, they get 2 stars because it looks like they're trying to improve the place. Good job with the expansion and the updated booths. Looks like it will turn out nice. Unfortunately, Q booked some of the worst music ever. Reckless just played there, and it was the worst band I ever heard in a bar. They were out of sync, out of tune, sometimes not even playing the same song. I've heard Games of Guitar Hero that sounded better, and I don't mean to dump on the bar for a crummy band, but they had booked them, and they had the nerve to charge a $6 cover. Come to think of it, take it back, one of those stars. Give a band with the live entertainment, you get 1 star. Save your money and go elsewhere. Poetic Hour in Oak Forest, I used to go here with my co-workers. After renting a pool table, I paid the charge to return the stick, and it occurred to me that I never got my license back. So I called the bar, went to pick it up the next day. The manager came out telling me that I had a charge on the pool table, which was the wrong time, the wrong table, and obviously a false charge on the ticket. I told him to check the cameras that I would pay the fee, but it would be an IOU back to me. And please get back to me and let me know what was going on. He said he would get back to me, but he never bothered. I'm a pretty patient person unless it comes to false charges and my reputation in question because of internal employee theft or employee incompetency. And the fact that this manager does not even call back, I told him I want to know what happened, leads me to believe that consumer protection and customer service are clearly not a priority at a Q bar. And I tell you what, Pat Poetic R, I think the only thing that's a priority at the Q bar is some stuff we don't really want to be talking about or end up in a liability suit. Laura M. in Willowbrook, Illinois, the place doesn't even deserve 1 star. We came here for a team dinner, 40 people, half of us were not served food for 2.5 hours before we decided to go elsewhere. They had a whole day's notice as reservations were made the previous day. We were told there was going to be a full staff. No explanation why it took so long. Well, I'll tell you why, Laura M., because Q Bar in Darien, Illinois is a shithole. Avanti in Salt Lake City, Utah looks like a great place for playing pool. Not so great on service and food. Homemade soup was microwave. Lots of staff, but no one working. We will not be back. William C. in Crest Hill says the food is great, but the service is subpar. The people and manager are down to scam you. They offer refills, although your timeout. They offer refills all throughout your time watching football and hanging out. Then they come with a bill of $3 each refill and tell you they're sorry they forget to tell you free refills aren't included. This place was a total ripoff. It's $3 every time you take a urination too. Waitress made a credit card payment. It was $5 more than they were charged. This place is a bust. Came here to watch the Blackhawks championship. My friend and I saw about 10 cars in the park. 10 cars in a parking lot after being shunned away from competitor restaurants claiming an hour and a half wait for the table. Nearly empty lot should have been our first clue that this establishment is crap. We got carded at the door and we seated ourselves unwisely, chose a table near the restrooms. Early on this wasn't an issue, but as the night progressed there was an unstomachable stench permeating from the restrooms. I didn't dare step in there for fear of acquiring a communicable disease. Service was a joke. As far as I could tell, there was only 2 servers covering an expanse of the place, which continued to get busier and busier as the night wore on. We saw our servers perhaps once per period, and it took a long time for her to return with 2 bottles of beer each time. She took an incredibly long time processing our bill. I'm talking more than 30 minutes, and she blamed it on a computer crash and with no apology. There was some entertaining people going on. There was a large, boisterous crowd at the bar. One patron was highly intoxicated. He was ordering a beverage and he could barely stand up. Slurring his order, and the bartender asked him to repeat himself 3 times and still proceeded to serve him. Same man was getting flirty and touchy with some of the females and got into a shoving match and fell on his face. And he was removed from the bar. Incorrigible behavior on both the management and the customer. I suppose overserved is not in Q Bar's vocabulary. The food, the wings, and the waffle fries were barely mediocre. Besides the quality entertainment, was the drunken gentleman. The only 2 positive attributes about this place was the cheap beer specials and domestic bottles, and the fact that it was full of hardcore Bulls fans. cheering on the Hawks' victory. I'm sorry, Q Bar. I will never be back, even if I have to watch my playoff hockey in my grandma's basement next to her farting French bulldog. It would smell better than your establishment for sure. Carrie B. in Plainfield, that's a wonderful review. Thank you so much. And sorry to hear about that farting French bulldog. It sounds like it smells pretty disgusting. Yummy L in Elburn, Illinois visited the place for the first time 2 weeks ago. Don't bother to go to this place if you want a bar that is fun and entertainment. Creepy regulars, unsanitary methods of storing glassware when washed. I observed two managers, both drunk to the point of being drunk. Who leaves who in charge if an accident happens? They tried to charge a cover at the door, but when we refused, they wanted to strike a deal with us and only charge some of us? Clearly a way of just making extra money for a failing bar. Bad music in both of the rooms, or whatever they call it. It's just a dirty bar. We did not feel comfortable bringing a female friend or girlfriend here and leaving her alone for a minute. By the way, I checked my reviews on this and I saw they took this down, so I'm posting it again. Brenna M. in Melrose Park, Illinois. I used to go to this place when I first moved out here and I loved it. Since I moved 13 miles away, I decided to go on a whim and take my girlfriend there. We got way out there and we were asked for a $10 cover charge. It didn't include playing pool or drinks or any sort. $10 to walk through the door is pretty steep for Darien, Illinois. The guard at the door was spending most of his attention on a waitress, so we just decided to leave. It cost us $8 an hour to play pool 5 months ago. And I didn't know about darts for $18 for 1 hour, but pool without any drinks is ridiculous. Put some drinks in there and you could easily blow $50 in one night, the blink of an eye. I won't be going back. It used to be a great place, but I'm all set. Thanks. Britt H. in Naperville waited 2 hours for food for a 1 o'clock on Saturday, and all we got was free appetizers. Never going here again. Jeff S. in Naperville, Q Bar needs an enormous food overhaul and staff services. The lighting is incredibly poor. The tar paper all over the glass looks awful. The music is too loud. I had to bend over the bar while yelling to get my order. The kitchen is only a galley with deep fryers on one side and a grill for burgers on the other. The food is undercooked. The bar is atrocious. One of the few taps will fill a pint with foam. Many of the bartenders and waitresses keep trying to make Q Bar their personal social club for them and their friends. Watch one bartender who was the only bartender at the station abandon the bar to greet her friends. There are certain bartenders and waitresses with great congeniality and charm, but most, no. Many of the waitresses stand in a corner throughout the shift and do nothing while the rest of the staff works to overhaul to make up the difference. On one occasion, the bartender playing chemist trying to improve a drink with different types of alcohol that the Q Bar carries nearly landed me in the hospital sick after being led to believe it was safe to consume. Q Bar does plan events, tournaments, and games. The games, however, have not been updated in 15 years. Live bands play on certain nights, but in general are a pain to listen to. The coin slots on the pool tables do not work and are misleading, as you have to rent the table at $10 an hour. $10 an hour for pool doesn't bother me, as it prevents fights over the pool table. You do have to watch your time, as going over costs another $10 whether you use the time or not. There's no security outside a bar. No one checks for IDs. Weapons are contraband. I would rather be at a bar with security outside the door who checks IDs, does a pat down for contraband, and has a $10 to $20 cover charge, than a place that's otherwise cheap. If you are broke, then go here. If you want a good quality service, that's going to cost you more. There are many other options out there. Q Bar is the bottom pit of places to go. The only thing keeping these places open are incredibly gorgeous and congenial waitresses and a friend-based patrons, which doesn't leave much room for established new patrons. Also, the league games and events seem to keep the doors open for now. But without these elements, Q Bar would have failed. This email I wrote to Q, and will they ever read it? It doesn't look like they like it, for the service unfortunately remains the same, says Robert B. in Willowbrook. Tonight is the last day I am ever going to subject myself to such bad service. I am so infuriated. I'm fighting to keep this clean and free of expletives. I played on the Argonne Pool League on Tuesdays, and I like to drink when I play pool. What's worse is when I lose and I don't have a drink. I never dealt with your waitress, but this was not the first time I've been treated this way. Tonight was the last straw. Waited 15 to 20 minutes each time I ordered a beer. 3 beers equals approximately an hour of waiting. I'm forwarding to this to my teammates, and hopefully it will be forwarded to the league itself. I don't want anything from Q. I just want some modicum of service you'd expect in forwarding to this league. I hope someone will point out how horrible a service can be. I understand the league will be relocated at a future date. Until that time, I will not play in my league. Sorry, teammates. Your service was bad enough to chase away someone that had to be there. Please forward this to your pertinent management. This should not go unnoticed. I'm sorry, teammates, but I can't do it. And now we get into the bonus round. Bartender has yet to serve us. Sitting at the bar, we left. The owner has enough income from his multiple properties. There's a post picture about government handouts. This loan was forgiven. They got $115,000 government loan and it was forgiven. Very disappointed with this place. Horrible service. Security, no manager. Saturday night. Way overcharged. Advertises a special on the menu. The band was good, but won't return. I was served a shot in a plastic Dixie cup. My shoes stuck to the ground because no one had mopped. Place is whack. A bunch of drunk people falling everywhere. Broken glass in my drink. Took forever to get my drink. Food, never again. Concert was good because Judas Beast played. Terrible, horrible food. All pre-made, nothing fresh. The live band room, first off the carpet, needs to go less tables up front. Do not go there, anyone. Do not go here. Anyone looking here, take a long look at how this place sucked. For owner may know someone in City Hall. I don't know how this place is a waste, but they almost everything in the bar, lack of service, horrible food. If you want a real bar, check out Overtime in Lombard off Roosevelt. This is a broke version of Bourbon Street, a lot smaller and terrible food. Nasty hole in the wall. I don't understand how the health department hasn't condemned the building. Come for Halloween, but ran out in fear of possible lead poisoning. Never again. Watered down liquor, watered down shots. We got free beer every night we came in. Every server and bartender would hook us up with free beer because they knew the shots and were our thing, and the shots suck. They told us Chris had been watering down all the top shelf liquor forever. So thanks, girls. Without the free beer, it's not worth it anymore. This place is worse than the dock. Off to the tap house we go. This place sucks. They rip you off. The DJ sucks. They only play music for little kids. They play the remix. Plays all remix, turns off the music on the jukebox that people played, and they do not refund you. The manager is an ass. I do not recommend spending a dime here. My band played here, and they refused to pay us at the end of the night, even though we had a contract. They refused to promote the show. The website, it's truly under management. They have no respect for musicians. There's 9 reviews for people who violated their terms of service. Interesting. John H. The security was a power trip, wannabe rent-a-cop, watched them mistreat a group of people over absolutely nothing. If they were doing something wrong, I would have given them 5 stars, but this wasn't a fact. Security has no right to be racist. I'm telling people not to visit this establishment. I was embarrassed. I brought my friends out of town to this place. Never again where I go here. Went for the Bears game. The bartender server, one bartender for the entire place. Never came to the table. Was rude. Charged $2 for a Coke. I wasn't drinking, and I was charged $2 for each Coke I had. My husband and I don't go out. Man, you sound like you got off easy, Brad. We don't go out much because he travels a lot. Drinks tasted like they were watered down. I said something about it, and they said they asked if I were crazy. The appetizer wasn't horrible, but the drinks and the waitress turned me off. Looking for a glass of beer for my son and I. Beer was stale, warm, and flat, had a metallic taste, indicating dirty tappers. Served in a broken glass. $1 per game is average, but they clip you for $1 pool stick. Who does that? Somewhat unfriendly staff. I didn't feel any reason to return. Amber the Shock Girl is amazing.
Yeah, and then we get into the good reviews here, which is not why we're here. Now, I apologize. Uh, I seem to remember that they must be just in the regular reviews that I was reading about all the vaping that's been going on at Q Bar. Um, Apparently, since marijuana has become legal, uh, the place is full of weed smoke, and the staff is walking around vaping, and the people are smoking weed vape pens in there, and I guess it just reeks of weed. Yeah. Anyway, I've got another one. This place is called Joni's. We're not going to do that now. Joni's Dry Dock is a here it is. Um, I've been kicked out of this bar twice for doing absolutely nothing. My I was with my buddy, this drummer, in his little studio, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to go get a drink?" And I was like, "Not really. I mean, we're." And he was like, "Yeah, let's go." So we went over there for last call, and we ordered drinks, and they kicked us out immediately. I have no idea if it was him, if he had. Um,
Oh, you're looking at Connecticut.
well, this is a no. There's no address here. Yeah.
It's Dry Dock Inn.
INN.
Yeah. It's on a frontage road. Change it to Illinois. And get rid of the Jonies. Maybe.
They have a Facebook page where it's just called Joni's Dry Dock.
Right, but here I'm finding Dry Dock Inn.
The smell of horrible sewage backup fills the bar, which has stemmed from the men's bathroom for about 18 years. And this is the worst bar. I guess I'll do it now. I mean, I've already got you guys here. Chris D in Westmont had to try this place after hearing some outrageous stories. Felt like a neighborhood dive bar, not wanting new business. Would have liked my bartender to finish making my drink before making out with the dude in the Trump 2024 shirt. Glad to check this off my list. Lives up to its low expectations. Now, I remember going in there and there's bartenders or there's bouncer just screaming at you. They close early. They've got some ridiculously early hour that they close at, and yeah, okay, 1 a.m. And they screaming at you. Last call at like midnight. They're finish your fucking drinks like a militaristic. And then they kicked me out another time. I was there with Dave. So it's full of like wasted local townies that just give you the stink eye. It's just a fight. Like people just go there to get wasted and fight people that come in. Anybody that comes in, they're just all staring at them. You got to keep your eyes down. You can't make eye contact with anybody, or they get up and they're like, "You want to go outside?" It's just like a demonic anger pit of alcohol demons. Because JPP says, "I love dive bars. Dive bars. However, Dry Dock Inn only qualifies as a black hole bar. It reeks of sewage gash. I stop in every blue moon to confirm this amazement. Actually, continues. Better yet, how the hell are the locals oblivious to this? Menu, please? I'm sorry. Yeah, this is it. And I don't know, are you guys hearing this music? Is it like 55 degrees outside and they're having a party?
It's 62, and they might be having a
Rude. It smells nasty. Nasty staff. This is exactly right. Bartender complained about a guy smoking an electric cigarette inside. They sell electronic cigarettes. Oh, and they got the kids screaming. They're playing the rape game or whatever it is. I'm the victim, where the girls shriek at the top of their lungs and the boys chase them around. No kids allowed. Yeah, we got kids screaming at the top of their lungs. Where's Dry Duck in? Place is terrible. We came here hoping to do some karaoke and have a couple of drinks. Yeah, karaoke with the sewage gas. We were a group of four, three of us being white. One of my friends was Hispanic, and he was told he should not keep singing, constantly ridiculed for singing. He's a great singer, by far the best there, but tonight he preferred rap over country. One woman even went as far to ask him if he was from the Middle East and tell him not to sing anymore. Bartender was very rude and constantly talked down to us, even when she would make mistakes. As a manager of a restaurant, I'm completely appalled we would be treated such a way for no real reason. Very few places I will in the area to perform karaoke, but I can honestly say I will not be back here, which is such a shame because I won't. I live nearby and I have many friends who have contemplated coming here as well, but I'm sure they won't. Good going. I hope the owner realizes what an awful staff they have there. The only pleasant person I encountered is the man running the karaoke, who's probably independent of the bar. Smells like mildew, probably isn't safe. The food is actually really good, and you can't beat the drink prices. It's a DUI trap. That whole strip down there, man, the cops are always waiting. Dry Dock or Joni's back in the day. Nice hidden little gem. Yeah. So I gotta tell you, they it doesn't sound as bad. Let's read some of the 2 reviews. I can't tell you how horrifically, like literally you walk in here and it's just like everyone is glaring at you. Like they're all just like, fuck you, or they want to fight. And then they start in with the screaming, just screaming at you, like coming right up in your face and screaming at the top of your lungs to finish your drink. And this is like, I just ordered it. And like both times I was in there, I didn't want to go. The person I was with dragged me in there and I'm getting screamed at by, I haven't been to Dry Dock in several years due to the overpowering stench of urine. Nicole M. Smells like sewage. I wish it didn't because otherwise I like this dive bar in the burbs. The fiance's dad lives in Downers Grove, so it's every once in a while we'll go out with him for drinks. They serve food. How can you eat inside this place? I went on a Friday afternoon. When I got to the door, I smelled urine. When I opened the door, the urine odor almost took my breath away. Management must not have a sense of smell or just used to the odor. I guess Miller Lite pints were $2. There was a popcorn machine in the corner where you can help yourself to free popcorn. Piss corn. I had a couple of $1 soft tacos with homemade hot salsa made by the Mexican cook, and it was pretty good. If I go back, I'll have to rub some Vicks under my nose to kill the urine odor. It's hard to enjoy yourself when you're exposed to this stench. Love all the bartender. Very friendly place. Even newbies. Oh, no way. Dude, no way. No. This was the worst bar I've ever been in. And I've been in some unbelievably, like, horrifically, like, Friendly Tap in Willow Springs. All those Willow Springs bars. Oh, my goodness. Hey, don't expect much and you won't be disappointed. Good beer in a shop place. Yep. Be polite and gracious. Yeah, you'll get screamed at. Unless you know. Dry dock is one of those places you get exactly what you expect. Yeah. Oh, it's what did you expect for it not to smell like piss and sewage and everyone to want to fucking kill you for walking in the door? All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode 3. We're at a full hour here. So thank you if any of you made it through the full hour. I really wanted to say I do appreciate it. And I will be doing more of these, but I probably will need a break. And I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to go from here, how I'm going to do this. Because bars and fast food restaurants seem like low-hanging fruit. I'd like to do some like daycare, dental places, stuff that's just a little bit more interesting. So we're not getting the same old. You know, I mean, doing a Taco Bell that's in the inner city, like you're going to get the same thing. You're going to get people who don't want to be there, and it's going to be the same thing. You know, it took an hour. They were unbelievably rude. They wouldn't make eye contact. No one would take responsibility, and they screwed up your order. You know, it's going to be a lot of repetition. So, if you have any input, I'd love to hear suggestions. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much.